Hi guys. I forgot to change my the if you guys can see on the lower right corner, you see the numbers in red. So I forgot to change my last video to 179. Um, I just noticed that. I was like, I thought this was my 180th one because that was my goal for today, getting up to 180, and I needed 4 videos. So I thought that was a miscalculation, but I just simply forgot to change the numbers. Anyways, so for this one, I don't know if you guys can, yeah, you guys can see, right? So basically, I have a PDF file that I can't really read. I have a Kindle right here as well, but if I get bored from reading some PDF files, books, um, yeah, I don't know. I just can't as of right now. This is also the first time that I'm doing 4 videos at once. Well, there is a video where I've read for I think 6 hours, 7 hours. I'm not too sure. Um, in one sitting, there's a video. So 4 hours isn't so much, but it's the first time that I've done in a while a 4 hour video, a 4 hour reading. So and also I'm kind of tired, as you can hear from my voice. And by the way that I'm speaking, I don't think I'm being very friendly. I apologize. Just let's just let's just yeah zip this and begin reading. If I do, I might switch around from reading from this to Kindle to this, or I may not. Most likely, I will not because I'm lazy. But yeah, let's get on right to it. I don't. Yeah. apples are so good. Oh, oh, so good. So so the book is there's an exercise where we're switching the passive verbs into active verbs. And the sentence was, so I was laughing because I got one of the practice questions correct, word by word. So it says, meaning was found by Freud in everything. Actually, let me read the preceding examples. So one would be, his impetuosity has been replaced by prudence. That has been fixed into prudence now tempers his impetuosity. Second one would be, it is said that power is corrupting. Power corrupts. Meaning was found by Freud in everything. Freud found the meaning in everything. Yeah, that's why I was laughing, because I got it right. I don't know, maybe it's simple, but it's a satisfying feeling, like you're eating a piece of candy or you're eating some food, and it's like the puzzles locking um, in the right places. The taste of the food locks in perfectly to as if the correct puzzle pieces locking in. That is the that is the whole that is the whole of of your taste buds. I don't know. It just is satisfying. There were 200 guests in attendance at the party. 200 guests attended the party. Yeah, it was decided to destroy the evidence. But there is no there is no noun, so decided to destroy the evidence. Question mark. Yeah. So, right. So we're talking about the element of surprise. So, mm, mm, here. Let me read the sentence. Actually, I don't know how many sentences I'm gonna read, but just bear with me. Can you guys hear me? La, 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 la. Okay. Okay. The sound bar is moving, so I'm just barely speaking aloud. I'm like whispering. Each of these authors instinctively understands one of the chief secrets of artful writing. You have to keep the reader in a state of near perpetual surprise, not suspense, but surprise. It's like baseball. A skilled pitcher mixes up his pitches. He'll throw a fastball, then a curve, maybe a changeup, then a knuckleball. Skilled writers work the same way. They're constantly feeding our appetite for novelty, be it with a fresh idea, a fresh phrase, or a fresh image. And if they're naturally witty, they'll also serve us up the amusingly offbeat, the literary equivalent of a knuckleball. Woody Allen's brilliant New Yorker pieces collected in his book Getting Even provide classic examples of the latter. So do Steve Martin's hilarious romps published in the same magazine. And this is a quote from Dr. Seuss. We throw in as many fresh words as we can get away with. Simple, short sentences don't always work. You have to do tricks with pacing, alternate long sentences with short to keep it alive and vital. Virtually every page is a cliffhanger. You've got to force them to turn it. Ray Bradbury. Creativity is continual surprise. Best of all, excuse me, and this is from an anonymous critic reviewing another writer's book. Best of all, his style is laced with little surprises of diction or structure and the small shocks of well-made metaphors. Now, the reason why I'm reading this is because it's not the same thing, but and you'll have to forgive my expressions and the way I speak because it's almost 1 in the morning on a Friday night and I am just well exhausted. Anyways, when I listen to music, I would say that I've listened to a lot of music. Not well, yeah, let's just keep it like that. I've listened to enough pop modern music to know where certain music is gonna go to. Why how a certain chorus is going to sound like, how certain there's a formula. There's a very blatant formula that the major pop music industry uses. And well, when you hear enough of it, you kind of understand how it's gonna go. And at that point, what matters is not only the music, but the concept, the music video, be it dancing, the image of the artist, etc. You name it. Other components that may attribute in enhancing it's like synergy, It's like now, but artists who do not do that, artists that are independent, that they want to do, as long as it's not super niche type of genre, most of them are, they have their own styles and they add in certain components for newer songs that make it that give them the core ideology inside, while that emanates, that radiates that that color of their musical image, but then it sounds different in different albums. And that's also what I thought. That's what I agree with musicians. Certain musicians, in my opinion, do that exceptionally well. And in my opinion, they do it well because they know how to. They have good ears. They know what they're doing. They know what works. They know what, you know. This kind of sounds like something that I've made, but not in a good way. It just sounds like that same sentence um, about changing the passive verbs to active ones. Like meaning was found by Freud and everything. Freud found meaning in everything, something like that. And personally, and this is just a personal account that I agree with, and that I wish a lot of artists kind of do a lot. It's because so um some of them just don't do it. I don't know if they are afraid of, they know what they're doing, but then they are too afraid of making that change, or they just simply don't know because they just don't hear their music enough. I'm not gonna say, and I'm being very honest. I'm not gonna. I'm not gonna be the individual that's gonna be saying like, oh, maybe I need to hear a bit more. No, can't say that because I'm too confident to know that what they're doing is they're just regurgitating their same thing, and it's not good. It doesn't sound good. No one wants to hear something that's 99% similar to what you made 2-3 years ago. I mean, if it's something of an exceptional quality, then maybe I wouldn't mind it. It's a case by case thing, but most of the time, and that's like almost 100% of the time, that's not the case. So yeah, all in all, I just want artists and musicians to hear more music, hear more of themselves, because it's so blatant that they aren't listening to different things. You know who's listening and you know who's not listening. It's just it literally speaks to you. It's the same thing. It's not as obvious as, a student getting a student getting perfect scores on examinations. That student studies. It's not something as obvious as that. And it's not something as clear as that. It's very abstract. It's very subjective. But you can tell when this person has done his own homework in order to really know what it is that I want to do, and at the same time what it is that the audience wants. In my opinion, it's not really you can do whatever you want, but at the same time it's not very I think it's selfish to do only what you want to do, and not accommodate what the listener wants. You can, there's that. I don't know how artists do it. I don't know if it's a 50-50, 80-20, 70-30, as in the ratio of them doing what they want to do, and then doing something that they know for sure that the audience will like. Even with that intention at least, because no one can predict. They can predict that this is gonna do really well with the audience, but it ends up doing very poorly compared to something that they did not intend. Yeah. Anyways, now. Okay, let me just finish reading this page and then I'm gonna move on to Kindle. I wanted to start this book. So this book right here underneath, Jane Austen. It's called The Corrections by Jonathan Franzen. I want to read this one. I want to at least start reading this one. But we'll see, because I have way too many non-fiction books happening right now. This is non-fiction, The Emperor's New Mind. Thinking Fast and Slow. This is also non-fiction. Naked Statistics. That's also non-fiction. And then the uh, Roosevelt book. I think No Ordinary Time. Yeah, yeah, No Ordinary Time. That's also nonfiction. I want something that's, um, yeah, I want something that's fiction. The reason why I love, the reason why I liked reading Ocean's book was, even though it's not, it's obviously nonfiction, right? But then it's a world that it's a different world. Like, I I don't know this person. I have never met this person. I literally just, it's like going into this person's memories. It's like going into this person's dreams. And you're just kind of living in there for a little bit. You're watching it as a third person perspective. You're literally right there. You can imagine that. So that's sort of like a fictional aspect that I really liked about it. So that's why I enjoyed reading this book. Now that's gone. I need something else that's gonna keep that sort of vibe onto it. Because all these books, they're very informative. They are like, I don't know if I've definitely said this before. It's like textbooks. There's a lot of useful information there, but that's all, that I can apply to the real world. But I want a different aspect that's gonna also help fuel my creativity. Even this book right here, or this PDF file, it's informative, it's nonfiction, it's about how to write well, improving your writing styles. So, currently on my Kindle, I'm reading Oblivion by David Foster Wallace. So, probably gonna go there. It's a, yeah, difficult book. I just started this another book about fairy tales. I forget the author, but not not fairy tales, but it's actually, I have nothing to say. Yeah, that's it. Carefully examined, good and interesting style will be found to consist in a constant succession of tiny, unobservable surprises. To write creatively, to come up with a constant succession of tiny surprises, we must want to. We all have imagined. Yeah, wait, yeah. We all have imaginations. The trick is to use them, and it's in the using them that writing suddenly becomes a labor of love and intensely creative, pleasurable activity. Each time we set down a sentence, we must ask ourselves, now how can I express this more memorably? Occasionally, just adding a choice adjective. But so, I mean, easier said than done, you know. And I applaud the author for putting it in a very positive way. So let me just read this part. We all have imaginations. The trick is to use them, and it's in the using of them that writing suddenly becomes a labor of love, an intensely creative, pleasurable activity. Each time we set down a sentence, we must ask ourselves, now how can I express this more memorably? Occasionally, just adding a choice adjective is all that's needed. Easier said than done. I think it's that, because it's not gonna just come to you, right? It's not gonna just, let's say for music, when you're writing music, when you're writing a melody, a top line, it's not just gonna randomly come to you. You're not gonna have like, all right, let's think. Um, So, oh shit. Yeah, okay. So I can improvise, but I don't wanna kill you guys with my terrible voice, especially this late at night when I have to whisper. All right, my piano is not plugged in, so I can't even play. Na 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 na. Na 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 na. No 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 no. Da 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 da. Fuck. I'm not even kidding. I thought of just ending the recording and just taking off my contact lenses, and brushing my teeth, and just going to bed. Oh, okay. I forget why I didn't clarify why I said that. So why I even improvised in the first place. The reason why I did it was because it's nice when you have the ideas flowing, but the difficult part is having such ideas constantly flowing. I think that's the most difficult um, part, part of creativity when you are stuck behind this wall. Um, yeah, I think that's it. Yeah, and it depends. It depends what sort of a person you are. You can be an individual that accepts such challenges. Because it's like discovering a different shade of yourself, like discovering a new room that exists inside your head that could be only solved with writing and reading. But it gets tiring, and especially just, you're just like, what the heck am I doing, kind of thing. Especially if you're not making money out of it, or you don't have an audience that is going to enjoy, is going to at least listen or read your creations. What the heck is this? What is this? Wait, isn't this Oblivion? What is this? I'm reading Ducks, Newburyport. Right? Newburyport? Yeah. I'm not reading that. Another pioneer. Nevertheless, gentlemen, I feared a lone instance I can recall having. Like, listen, okay, so just hear this sentence and tell me if this makes sense, because that doesn't make sense to me. Because it's difficult. Nevertheless, gentlemen, I feared a lone instance I can recall having heard aloud derived from an acquaintance of a close friend who said that he had himself overheard this exemplum aboard a high altitude commercial flight while on some type of business trip, the fellow evidently holding a commercial position that called for frequent air travel. Yeah. So stuff like this I have to reread a few times to really understand what the heck this person is saying. 3-minute break. I'll start around 4:59 mark. A 2-minute break. So I think right now my max would be 4, but then regularly I think it's 3. I can't go past 3 because I also read outside of this thing, you know. I read on my bed. Um, and the reason why I rarely read Kindle on these videos anymore is because I can't read without my lenses off. My eyesight is terrible, so I can't read these books because they're so uncomfortable on bed. Because I have to literally do this, like I have to have the book like this close, like 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 this close. I'm not even kidding. My eyesight's terribly bad. So most of the reading I do on bed is this thing with a Kindle. That's why. Um, I think today, I think I've done around close to 6 hours of reading. Besides everything here, um, these guys here, and then some of this, and then in the morning when I woke up, I read for about an hour and a half, and then in between I would also read some of this. I'm just super tired. It's just yeah. It takes a lot of your energy out. Anyways, I'm happy though. I'm happy that I was able to do this though. That I still have the willpower kind of and the patience, but on average, I think I'll stick with 2 or 3 of these videos. If I do 3, even if I do 2 or 3 interchangeably, but if I were to do it every day, then this project should be complete by the end of the year, which is enough. Anyways, thank you guys for reading with me. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Well, in a few hours. Bye.